Mighty Man of God, Dr. Joe Martin here with Real Men Connect, where we help good men become great men and do it God's way by helping them win at what matters most. Guys, welcome to the Real Men Ride Along. I'm on my way to do exercise class. I'm actually conducting it myself. My wife has me filling in for her, so pray for me. So I got my gear on and I'm ready to go. But I want to, ironically, I want to talk to you about your wives or any significant person you have in your life who you're trying to build a relationship with. Guys, one of the toughest things that for us to do as men typically is to communicate. I want to ask you a question. Do you ever struggle getting your point across? Do you ever struggle expressing yourself and being understood? Or do you ever struggle with being open and vulnerable with the person that you love, of expressing your emotions, or dealing with very difficult, touchy subjects when it comes to communicating with your wife or your girlfriend or whoever is in your life? It could even be your children. But the point is, we all, to some extent, struggle with communicating. But one of the statements I always make to not only men, but also to the people I love, especially my wife and my children, is that you can never solve a problem not communicating. Let me say it again. You can never solve a problem not communicating. So what do I mean by that? Well, why am I even bringing this up as a topic? Because a lot of times we need to communicate with our significant other, with our wives, with our children, with a coworker or a manager. But because we're afraid of what the consequences may be, are they going to be offended? Are they going to be upset and hold a grudge against me? Will they be bitter? Will this ruin or break the relationship? Sometimes that's a fear that we may have. But listen to what I just said. But you can never solve any problem not communicating. So that's a lot of ground to cover. So I'm going to focus on one particular issue when it comes to communicating. That's when you have to confront, or what I like to say, carefront, the person that you love or the person that you care about, or the person that the relationship is important for you guys to get past a sticking point. So what do when you have a very important subject that you need to bring up, talk about, but you're afraid of how that person may respond? That's what we're going to focus on. And we'll give you a very simple technique. And I wish I can claim that I have it, that I came up with this by myself, but my sister helped me come up with this strategy. Now, the reason why I tell you that she helped me come up with this, because I got my degrees in communication. I worked in the field of communication. I used to teach communication at the college level, and even I didn't figure this out until my sister taught me. And I'm going to give you a strategy, and it's basically a phrase that you use when you need to carefront or confront someone that you care about, where the relationship is important. And here's the phrase that you use, regardless of what the subject is, regardless of what the topic is, regardless of how you think they may feel. If you think that they're going to overreact or get offended or whatever, and you're feeling jittery, you're feeling nervous, always start with this phrase. I need to talk to you about something, but I'm not sure if this is the right time for you to talk about it. If so, please let me know so we can talk about it later. Now, I'm going to give you different variations of that, but I think you get the point. I need to talk to you about something, but now may not be the right time to talk to you about it. If it's not the right time for you to talk about it, can we talk about this at a later time? Let me give you another variation of it. I need to talk to you about something, but the timing may be off. This may not be the right time to discuss it, but if you let me know, could we pick a time that we can get together and discuss it? Now, let me put it on pause right there. I just gave you 3 different variations on how you can say it, and you can come up with your own, but you get the point. The point is the timing. See, first of all, we're nervous about bringing up the topic, or we're nervous about talking about it because we're thinking, wow, I've had to get up enough courage to say this. So guess what? Even the timing is a little bit shaky for us. So why not give them the benefit of the doubt and assume that maybe the timing may not be right for them? This may not be the right time to discuss this, so can I talk to you about this later? This may not be a good time. The timing may be off. Anything to let them know that right now you don't have to talk about this. Right now, we don't have to discuss this. We don't have to tackle this issue. We don't have to address this. Now, let me get you prepared. Now, some people may just receive that well. Your wife may receive that well. Okay, great. Well, I have some free time later on this afternoon or later on this evening. It could be that. But it also could be the opposite side, when you have a person like my sister. Penny, I love you. But my sister who worries about every little thing. I mean, I don't care what it is. She may, well, let's talk about it now. Well, what it is, you can tell if they're worried about it now. Now, here's what I want you to do. And I talked to my sister about this and said, so I asked her, I said, so Penny, what if it's like you and you want to talk about it right now because you get nervous about everything? Then she came up with a great idea. She said to say this, and I love it, that you know what, this is not life or death. So it can wait to it's a better time that we can talk. If it was life or death, I'll tell you about it right now. It is not life or death. Now, let me tell you personally, this could be important, but you got to ask yourself, is it life or death? If you don't discuss it right now at this particular time, what are the consequences? Now, when I say at this particular time, I'm talking about look at your watch and say, if I don't discuss this at 5:02 p.m., what will be the worst thing to ever happen? Okay? Now, if it doesn't involve death or somebody dying, all right, then you can say, let me know when it'll be a better time for you. Right now, we don't have to talk about this right now. I want to talk to you about something, but right now may not be a good time. Can we talk about this at such and such time? Or what time would you have some free time available with your head is clear? Make sense? Pretty simple. Now, I got to tell you, I haven't had to use it yet, but I can't wait. Because I'm the kind of person, I actually don't mind confrontation. I don't mind carefronting people. Because I'm one of those guys who are a little bit impatient. Well, let me take that back. I'm a lot impatient. And I want to tackle and address issues right now and get them out the way. But what I've learned over the years of being married now for the second time is that you can't work on your timetable. You have to work on theirs and God's timetable. So God's timetable is telling you that you need to at least address it and bring it up. Their timetable is asking the other person when will be a better time for you to talk. I'm hoping this makes sense. And if it does, please share this video with another guy who may be struggling with a similar issue. Guys, if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to this channel so you can receive videos like this to give you tips and ideas on how to be a better man God's way by learning from not only my mistakes, but the mistakes of a lot of other people as well. So remember that we're males by birth, but we are men by choice. So each and every day, choose to be the man that God called and created you to be, because a male is a terrible thing to waste. So stay blessed, stay strong, and as always, stay in God's grip. Talk to you soon.